Thank you again for tuning in to our Retirement Education Center YouTube channel, where on this channel, we believe in providing you unbiased advice to help you maximize all of your retirement income. Now, on our channel, of course, as you know, we do not believe in providing you some silver bullet strategies, and we certainly do not glorify any type of one product. But what we do believe on our channel are holistic concepts that will help you retire with confidence. Now, in these turbulent times that we're in right now, Andrea, it can be very, very difficult to grow your money, especially if you're not working with a qualified advisor or if you do not have a financial plan to help guide you along the beaten path. So today what we're going to do is point out 3 things that you need to be aware of to help grow your money in good or bad times. So you're definitely going to want to stay locked in today. Hi, my name is Carson Graves, President and CEO of the Retirement Education Center.
And my name is Andrea Graves, Director of Operations at the Retirement Education Center. And we want to thank you for tuning in to our Retirement Education Concepts videos. These videos were created to help to make the difficult and confusing retirement process simple.
Absolutely, Andrea, because with so many retirement concepts out there, so many retirement strategies, and of course with so many retirement products, it can become very difficult for consumers to digest it all. That is why we're so fortunate that we work with a team of expert advisors to help us build a financial roadmap that will let our clients know when, where, and how they can reach their retirement goals.
For additional concepts on how to maximize your retirement, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload new videos. So Carson, growing your money seems easy and reaching your retirement goals in good times, but not so much in the bad times. So how do we keep our money growing when times are bad like they are now?
You know, Andrew, that is a very, very good question that you're asking, because I understand that I'm sure that a lot of people are asking this question right now as well. But what everyone should take note of, growing your money is never going to be a straight path. We know that the market is going to go up and it's going to go down. But the most important factor that most people need to have an understanding of is to understand that factor and to be able to work with a financial advisor who can help build a financial roadmap that's going to give them clarity, Andrea. It's going to give them an understanding of their short and long-term goals, Andrea. And it's going to also help you understand your risk tolerance so that when you are in bad times, you have something that can absolutely make the pathway a lot less complicated. So today what we're going to try to do is just give you 3 important points that you need to take note of to make sure that you're able to grow your money, whether the market is good or bad. But before we do that, there are always 2 rules to retirement income that we like to give you. And Andrea, what are those 2 rules?
Well, rule number 1 is to never run out of money. And rule number 2 is to never forget rule number 1.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about what you need to take a mental note of in order to grow your money in good or bad markets.
So Carson, your first point is always something that clients want to know, and that is your cost of fees. So you have keeping your costs low as a major point as growing your money.
This is very, very important. Absolutely. As a fiduciary advisor, Andrea, we have to be transparent. That's why I will highly encourage anybody who's working with an advisor that you work with a fiduciary, because we do have to make our fees transparent. Now, the financial industry, Andrea, can be very confusing. You know, we know that there are a lot of disclosures that you have to read through and so forth, and legal jargon that goes along with that. And, you know, unfortunately, these large firms are very, very good at marketing their products in a very massive way. And so you have to be able to look through all of that as a consumer to figure out what you're actually paying in fees. And although they may highlight the product itself, a lot of times they don't talk about the fees that may be in that 20+ page disclosure that you have to thumb through that no one ever does. With that being said, you know, you may end up getting into a product where you lose 5% of your money right up front, just as an upfront fee. You also may be locking in your money for 10 years or longer. You may be paying other fees that you're not aware of. The point I want to make with all of this, Andrew, is to note that we know that fees are going to be ubiquitous, and they're going to be in anything that you usually are going to be purchasing. But it's how much are you going to be willing to pay? And are you getting what you're paying for? That is the key element into all of this, because fees are an important factor in making sure that your money can grow efficiently. I just want to take a little side note here and to put on the screen to show those of you who are tuning in the impact of fees on your money. So let's just take a hypothetical example here, Andrea, where you have $100,000 that you're going to be growing for 25 years. And let's make it very simplistic, where we're going to have no fees. Perfect world, right? No fees involved whatsoever. And you're going to be able to grow that money at 6% interest. Well, over that period of time, that $100,000 would have grown to $430,000. Okay. Now let's take that same exact amount of money, Andrea, $100,000, investing over 25 years at 6% interest. Now we're going to tag on 2% annual fee. Now that same investable $100,000, Andrea, would have grown to $260,000 over that period of time. It's $170,000 difference. So you're going to want to make sure that you take note of the fees that you're being charged when you're actually getting into any financial product, for sure.
Well, Carson, your next point that you have is to maintain a diversified portfolio. This seems to be a common theme that you have.
You know, Andrew, you know that on our channel, we always have to make note that we don't give investment advice here. We try to educate the consumers who are watching. You know, investment advice only belongs to someone who's actually sitting down with you and understanding your risk tolerance, understanding what your retirement goals are. But as I mentioned, we do try to educate folks on this channel. And in saying that, diversification is a very common thing, because it should be the thing that most people take note of when they're trying to save money. It is the most important factor. Now, we all have seen, of course, over these past few years, how individual stocks could just explode, and people have tried to become wealthy that way. And in some cases, it has definitely happened. It's definitely possible, but it's more likely that you're going to see the bad side of that situation. Owning an individual stock is typically not going to be advisable as a long-term strategy when it comes to saving your money. And now this is where that fee that we were talking about may become worth it for you, because you're probably going to want to work with a financial advisor who can scope out a retirement plan for you that will diversify your assets. You know, we're not talking about having one stock and hoping that it goes to the moon. We're talking about having a mutual fund or ETF that's going to incorporate multiple positions in that portfolio. You may have some emerging markets, Andrew. You may have some large caps, small caps, alternative investments, things of that nature inside of a diversified portfolio, so that when the marketplace inevitably has its capitulation process, and it will do that, we always have seen this throughout history when you're investing money. Unfortunately, people seem to always be alarmed when it happens, but that is going to take place. But here's one of the things that I can assure many people of, that if you are properly diversified within your holdings, you're going to be able to absorb those market capitulation moments. So it is highly important that you sit down with someone who can help you understand which direction to go and how much and what percentage of the assets that you're actually investing should belong in certain asset classes. Because if you're able to do that, Andrew, you will be able to grow your money in various marketplaces.
Carson, the last point that you have to grow your money is to focus long-term with your savings. Could you tell them more about that?
Absolutely, Andrew, I can. You know, we just got through talking about, how important it was to diversify your assets, right? So you're not impacted by one stock position going down when the market takes it down and losing, 40, 50% or all of your money at one given time. Well, that would be of little importance, Andrea, if we're only going to be invested for a short period of time. We don't want to have our money inside of any type of investable product, and then the market takes a nosedive, and then we find ourselves pulling out of that said product. That is an illegitimate way to invest. The appropriate thing that you're going to want to do is stay invested long term, because as we have seen for the last 10 to 12 years, we had an amazing bull run in the marketplace where people have absolutely been rewarded handsomely by staying within the marketplace. But the market has been rewarding over the last 30 years as well, Andrea. Over the last 30 years, the market has actually increased over 2,000%. I'm going to say that again now, because that's important. Over the last 30 years, the S&P 500 has actually increased over 2,000%. So what that literally means, Andrea, that in 1991, if you had to place $10,000 in the marketplace, today it would be worth over $214,000. And that's considering 9/11. We had Enron, we had the subprime mortgage debacle. Of course, we had the great pandemic recently here. All of those things that took place, Andrea, and where the market seen 30 and maybe to 50% drops. Yet, if you had stayed invested long term, you would have been rewarded handsomely. So that is a very key, important element, that if you're going to try to grow your money in good and bad times, you have to have a long-term investment mentality in place. Because if not, Andrea, what most people are going to end up doing is violating the cardinal rule of buying high and selling low. Not a good investment strategy. So Andrea, as I recap, make sure you watch your fees, make sure you stay diversified, and think long-term. If you're able to do those three things, you will be able to grow your money effectively in good or bad markets.
Carson, thank you again for your insight on this topic, and thank you for watching. And if you felt that this information was beneficial for you, please like this video and share with others.
So I really do hope that the information that we shared with you today will help you understand how to grow your money in good and bad markets. Please remember that these videos are created for educational purposes only, and that you should always seek out your own financial advisor, your own tax advisor, and your own attorney regarding your personal situation. Also, if you are looking for a fiduciary financial advisor to help you with these types of complex financial matters, we highly recommend that you utilize the links in the description below and go ahead and schedule a 1-hour free consultation with us today.
For additional information about this topic or any of the other topics that we shared in our other videos, please feel free to reach out to our office or leave any questions or comments in the section below. After this video, please check out our other videos that we've created that will give you tips on how to maximize your retirement. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share it with a friend. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you have questions,
we have answers.